What's your goal in life? To make 10th graders miserable?
Because they're not miserable enough. Huh?
I have a weird family. I have two dads, and they are now separated. I live in Harlem half of the time, and I live in the Upper West Side the other half of the time with my other dad. My family is very different from each other. One of my dads is half Puerto Rican, half Italian, and they're wild and crazy. And the other side's quiet, little, like, oh, will you please pass the salt type people. Everyone thinks I'm this white Jewish girl who lives on the Upper West Side, which I do, you know, but I am, I guess, like a quarter or a half Puerto Rican. I'm adopted, so I don't really know what I am. When I check a box, I check other and write Hispanic/American or American Hispanic. I mean, who can really fit into a box? People are still stuck in this mindset that everyone fits in perfectly. Like you're either white or you're Hispanic. No, there are mixes. And usually when I talk about myself as a minority, I don't talk about it racially. I talk about it in the fact that I'm adopted and that I have gay parents. Not a lot of kids in the older generations were adopted by gay parents. I was kind of like, my generation's kind of like the first. I think my whole mantra of let's make everyone equal, let's have everyone be on the same playing field, really comes from my parents. And hearing my parents' stories as I got older really pushed my drive for equality. I think I was talking about some girl who didn't like me at my school, who said she didn't like my curly hair, and it was just like this 6th grade drama. And my dad was like, oh yeah, like I understand. And I was like, no you don't, you have straight hair. He's like, no, like as you know, I'm gay. And I was like, Dad, please, I know. He's like, I was very insecure about my gayness or my coming out, so he didn't for quite some time. At first, I was like, wow, how can anyone be so insecure about who they are and not come out and just say it? Because I'm this very out there person, like I always am the first one to speak up.
I've always been very loud and very like, this is who I am, if you have a problem with it, like, oh well, type thing. But
one incident in particular, we were out on Long Island at a local IGA, and she must have been 7 or 8 years old. We were shopping, and the cashier was going through things, and I said, oh, my dad is coming out this weekend. And the woman just looked kind of dumbfounded, and she said, well, who's this? And I said, well, he's my dad also. I have 2 of them. And she laughed and she goes, well, 2 of them? Do you have 2 moms too? I was just about to think, oh, I should probably step in here, but before I could, Emma just very calmly standing in front of me said, no, I have 2 dads, they're gay. She said, just like some children have a mom and a dad, some have just a mom, just a dad, some have 2 dads, 2 moms. She goes, and then there are children that don't have any parents, and they're called orphans. And she stopped, and the woman looked at me and said, is that going to be debit or credit? And that was the end of that conversation.
When I first heard about this project, I really want to understand the other side of white privilege and to understand how it affects people, like affects teenagers my age, because I've never been exposed to anything other than white privilege. And I just really wanted to have this experience that, like, wow, I could really help persuade other people who are white to understand this and to think that this is also a problem and to fight for it.